What's up guys, welcome back. We are on to my next video in my series on deconstructing internalized capitalism, and today I want to talk to you about practicing self-care while we still have to participate in the matrix.
Welcome to Simply Intentional. My name is Katie. I'm on a journey to have a fully conscious life made with intentional choices. My goal is to approach my life with passion and compassion, and I want to share this journey with as many people as possible. Follow along as I figure out my 30s, learn about myself and the world around me, and share my vision for sustainability, a post-capitalist future, and the emotional and psychological benefits of intentional living.
It can be super hard sometimes to disconnect and to, decouple our ideas about our productivity and our value, and I think it's really important for us to be able to take proper care of ourselves. And self-care has definitely been like a buzzy topic around the internet, and it's definitely not just gonna be like yoga and tea and face masks. Sometimes the work sucks, sometimes it's super hard, but I think it's really valuable for us to be able to recognize like when we need to take a step back, sort of reassess, and start taking care of ourselves again. I think that, for our mental health, it's so important to deconstruct the idea that your value comes from your productivity and that you need to be able to, produce more and have a career and do all of these things and be out there just like doing the most in order to be valuable and to be someone that is worthy of care. And the idea that you need to earn your rest, like I talked about before. This week I want to have sort of more concrete steps of things that I think that you should do, that I suggest. I mean, like a gentle guide. I don't really want to be out there telling people what to do, obviously. Like what works for me isn't going to work for you every day, but I think just being able to recognize when you need to take a step back and reevaluate, and definitely just working on understanding that you are more than your job and you are more than like the output that you are able to produce for someone else. I think that's super tricky. But like for me personally, I don't really plan on having a career in like the traditional sense. Like I'm not overly interested in just like earning more money and doing all these things. I think I heard a really good quote and it was like, I want to have a life, I don't want to make a living. I struggle with the idea that it's normalization of these like 60-hour work weeks and burnout, and I think that it's important to be able to take care of yourself, because then you have the privilege and the time to create space for yourself to like work through some of these issues, and I think that you have an obligation to be able to do that. So if you are, taking care of yourself properly, then you can be a better advocate for those around you that simply are struggling and don't have the space and the privilege to be able to talk about this. And I've said it before, and I understand that even being able to like make these videos and have these conversations with people, the time it takes to make these videos, edit them, put up the content, think about these things at all, like means that I have areas of my life that are nice and relaxing, and I have the emotional space to think about this stuff. So that's why I think that taking care of yourself is important, and here are some things that work for me. I think that one of the most important things that you can do to take care of yourself is to do things that feed your soul. Like do things that inspire you, that make you think, that make you feel good. Like for me, I love making this content. It's a lot of fun. Like, yeah, it's frustrating sometimes, but I'm enjoying it. And like recently I've been having more and more conversations with people in the comments on my videos and the comments on my TikToks. And that's been really nice. And the whole point of me making these is because I want to have those conversations with people. If I can have one person just sort of see this content and think about things in a different way, and maybe make peace with some of the things that they've internalized, that they're struggling with, that are hard to, when we live in a society like this, I think that it's super important. So do things that make you feel good, that inspire your being, your soul, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's so important to nurture that. And it doesn't always have to be like super high level, I'm gonna change the world, philosophical and ethical thinking. Like maybe you just love making art. Maybe you love, making TikToks about workouts. Maybe you wanna just start a food blog. Like do something that inspires you, that makes you wanna create and express yourself and helps you grow and learn and create space for yourself, that you can show up and be authentic and be real, and then you can, create that space for other people. And so that's one of the things that I do really that is the most important. I do things that feed my soul every day. In the mornings I like to get up I set aside time to just like sit and drink my coffee. I don't immediately get on my phone, which I struggle with. I do often like look at my phone before I even get out of bed, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I do try and set aside time each day to just have sort of a meditative moment and drink my coffee and sort of think about, you know, what I've got going on that day, and I find that really helpful. And I think that for me, another way that I personally try and take care of myself is moving your body in ways that make you feel good. Like, I don't like running, I don't go running. Like, you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be something major. Like, but go outside, go for a walk around the block if you're able to. Just move your body in ways that bring you joy. I love doing yoga. I like the calming effect that I find it has on my nervous system. It feels good to move my body that way. I'm not trying to like do headstands and like be the best at it. I just spend a lot of time rolling around on my living room floor, but it makes me feel good, and I think that it's important, and I would hope that you could find some way that makes you feel good, you know, as you get older. In my 30s now, you know, maintaining your mobility is going to make a big difference in the long term. And that isn't glamorous, and that isn't face masks and, you know, aesthetically pleasing yoga. Sometimes it is just like working on your mobility and making sure that you are able to do the things that you want to do. For me, that's a big thing as I'm getting older, is that I worry about not being able to do the stuff I want to do. And so, like, I've been doing exercises lately to like strengthen my knees because, you know, as you get old, I trust them less and less. And in line with, you know, moving your body in ways that bring you joy, I think it's also really important to just like get outside. I've noticed a big difference in my own outlook on a lot of stuff after moving out of like a really big city and, you know, moving back to my hometown, which was sort of weird, but it is nice that I'm able to spend more time outside. There's more greenery, there's more trees, there's fewer people, which I really enjoy. But I think it's important just like even just go to a park nearby if you have that. Like, I know some people don't have that opportunity. You know, if you're feeling like in a really bad funk, like just be the main character, take yourself out for a coffee, sit on a bench, stare at some ducks, you know? Play your favorite song. Get that time outside because it's so important. It's hard to sort of disassociate from these ideas of like what we should be doing and the way the world should be when we're focused on our computers and our phones and just seeing like this relentless amount of information, and it can feel like everyone around you is doing better, that they're doing all this stuff, but the thing is you're seeing highlights. Like, you see highlights of my life. You don't see all the days that I sit there with like unwashed hair just like watching Netflix because I can't that day. Like, it happens to all of us. I'm not always like super excited. Like, I find that living under this system that I know to be unjust and to be, you know, unaccommodating to people, it's hard. You know, it can be a struggle, and it is important to realize that that's not real life, and to get outside, you know, touch some grass, do those things. And in line with like spending a lot of time online, I think it is also important, like, yeah, we all talk about spending less time on our phones and all that stuff, but I think also the important thing is to curate your experience on social media. You have that ability. You can unfollow people that you don't want to see their content. You can be very selective of what you see. Like, when I go into Instagram, I see other YouTubers, I see van lifers, I see homesteaders, I see hiking content. And anytime I don't want to see something, you can go in and be like, this isn't interesting, I don't want to see this. And you can filter it that way. If there's people in your life that you're not willing to unfollow because it's going to be an issue, mute them. I mute people all the time. Like, it's just easier that way sometimes to not see that kind of stuff. And you can do that in real life too. If people make you feel bad, if people make you feel like you are less than, then don't spend time with them. Protect your time. Have boundaries about what is important to you, what you want to surround yourself with, and be firm on that. And it can be super scary to do that, but surround yourself with people that inspire you. Surround yourself with people that are passionate and happy and also realistic. You know, no one's going to be, you know, toxic positivity 24/7 in their life. That's not realistic. Surround yourself with people you can be honest with. Surround yourself with people that will reach out, that are willing to hold the space for you when you're having a bad day. But that goes both ways. It goes both ways, and we all need to be there for each other. And I guess this video is sort of my long-winded way of saying that it can be hard. It can be hard in the world that we live in to feel hopeful, to feel good about yourself, and ultimately to be able to take care of yourself properly, because to access any of those things you have to have money. And so we are out there spending our time doing stuff we don't really like so that we can like eat and buy shampoo, and that sucks. So try and find ways to nurture your soul, to care for your body so that it can continue to serve you well, and to make space for each other, and to block out the noise. You know, you don't have to be perfect every day. It's not going to be perfect every day, but you can create perfect moments in each day that make you feel good, and that's what I want for you. It isn't always gonna be, you know, taking a bubble bath and lighting a candle. Sometimes it is just gonna be like trying to get up and put on clean clothes and go about your day. I'm also a firm believer that your space really can impact how you feel about things. So try and make a space that is comfortable, that is inviting. You know, psychologically, your environment does play a big part, and that is, you know, taking care of yourself. You gotta clean your house sometimes. You know, if you're struggling, like reach out to friends. Trust me, your friends want to hear from you. And if you're struggling and you just need someone to come over and help you clean your house, I'll come. Just text me. I'll help you. I understand how hard that can be for people sometimes. Anyways, guys, as always, this has been absolute chaos. But thanks for checking this out. Thanks for checking the whole series out. If you have, definitely all sort of interconnected in my own rambling way. And I will catch you in the next one. If you like this, please like the video. If you want to subscribe and see more absolute chaos, please do. And I will link my Instagram and my TikTok down below.